When a car gets stolen, the insurance company analyzes whether it's going to be a total loss or not. While browsing Copart.com, I stumbled upon one of these cars. It was a 2004 Jeep Wrangler and it had 98,000 miles, and it clearly looked like it was a theft recovery. The car was listed as a non-driving vehicle, so I decided to go check it out beforehand. Upon checking it out, there were a few things that stood out to me. The ignition cylinder was absolutely shattered, and the interior had definitely seen better days. The other thing that stood out to me was actually something that I was expecting, and that was the catalytic converter was missing. Needless to say, although the car was not running or driving, I still decided that I was going to bid on it, and that my final bid was going to be $5,000. After going back and forth during the live auction, I ended up winning it for $5,200. The car has finally been taken out for me to pick it up. I probably waited here almost an hour, and it's finally here. As you guys can see, it is a total mess. It is really, really messy. My detail guy is gonna have a lot of fun cleaning this one. So basically what's gonna happen with this one, my dad is gonna come by and pick it up a little bit later today. He's gonna take it straight to the shop. And then after I get to the shop, I'm hoping that the shop guy is gonna explain it himself, the issues. With these vandalism cars, there's a chance you can sometimes find something that's worth a good amount of money in here, because with these vandalism cars, the insurance or the owner that had the car previously does not want to touch anything, so the insurance takes it straight to the auction. The auction doesn't even clean it because they don't want to touch anything potentially that might have drugs inside, which, as you guys saw, it showed that there was drugs in here. Coincidentally, my friend Vadim with Broadway Towing, who you might remember from the Corvette video, was also at the lot, and so he volunteered to get it started for me for the first time. So I picked up this car here for around $6,000.
Okay.
It's got a whole bunch of trash in there. As you can see, it was
I wouldn't
stolen.
call that trash. Look at that.
What is that?
Looks like pizza, man. You want to do a food review?
You guys think I should try it? All right, let's go. Hey, you ready?
Only if you get 100K subscribers.
That's gonna be the 100K subscriber special.
Whatever. Baby. Hey guys, you guys have to like this video and subscribe just for that. Let's take it out for a spin and give it a test ride.
I'll let you do that if you want to. What do you guys think? Should I leave it straight piped? That sounds pretty good.
Oh, dude, you got slide with that. Find a homeless person and just have them explain what all this is.
Car seems to be running fine.
This is a really good motor. If you have a Jeep, you want to have a 4.0 inline 6. I had a Jeep, the yellow Jeep I had. It was an 06, and probably the best Jeep ever had.
Really?
Best engine Jeep ever had, yeah.
Honestly, that makes me feel a little good, because when I was playing this car, I told myself no more than 5. I was like, just convinced no more than 5, and then when I saw the other guy put 5.1, I'm like, I gotta put 5.2. I put 5.2, and I won it. So I'm glad I did, because this guy right here, he knows everything and anything about cars. He knows quite a lot. He worked on my Mazda Miata that many of you guys actually keep commenting about. He worked on that Mazda Miata. He did quite a few things on it. So looks like this Jeep might be a good buy. Hopefully it doesn't overheat or anything of that sort. But my dad's gonna come pick it up. We're gonna take it to a shop, and we're gonna get this baby fixed. A week or so after the Jeep arrived at the shop, the mechanic gave me a call and told me to stop by and see everything that was wrong with the Jeep. The right rear tire was going flat, so I knew that I was going to have to address that sooner rather than later. Also, before I arrived, the mechanic told me that the ignition cylinder was severely damaged, so the whole steering wheel column needed to be replaced. After arriving at the shop, the mechanic showed me what else he found. To start off, he mentioned that the thieves who stole the car, instead of cutting the catalytic converter, well, they ended up cutting the muffler. And instead of cutting the cats, they cut the muffler.
They cut the muffler. They don't stole the cat, they cut the muffler. Yeah.
It seemed like the prior owner was a pretty big fan of off-roading, and that was mostly due to the fact that the whole underneath of the car was just completely filled up with dirt. One last thing that the mechanic mentioned was the issue with the radiator.
So you see this?
So if you push that down, it should show up.
Yeah, you see? They don't hold the pressure. Because the lips broke. You see?
I see.
Oh, it's everything broken. You see?
So you need the whole radiator?
The whole radiator is because it's plastic. Nobody fixes it.
So I just left the shop. I spoke to the mechanic and he said he's gonna get the whole quote together. He's gonna give me a call and let me know how much it's gonna be. It needs a new muffler, so like the pipes. It needs a new radiator, unfortunately. I did not expect that to happen. It seems like the radiator cap does not close because around the radiator cap, the plastic is broken off. I've done radiators before, but I think it's just gonna be too big of a hassle. I'll let him do the work. And then we should have a ready to go Jeep Wrangler. So once he gives me a call, once he gives me the quote, I will give you guys an update. Well, how did the repair go? It went pretty well. What didn't go well was the price tag. So the new radiator was installed and the steering wheel was replaced as mentioned earlier in the video. And the tab for those two repairs came out to $1,140. Not cheap. The shop did let me know that the welder that they typically use, he was going to be out of town for quite a while. And so they ended up referring me to a different shop that could get the muffler welded on for me. It is currently 2 days after I took my Jeep to the shop. And I am actually pulling up right now because they let me know that the car is ready to be picked up. Initially, they quoted me $250 for the muffler to be welded, well, the part, and for it to be welded on. And then the guy called me, he's like, sorry, it's my 4th day on the job, I messed up, it's my fault. It's actually $250 just for the part. With the repairs, it's around $404. So I just pulled up right now and I'm gonna pick it up. Oh, there it is. Brand spanking new. Let's go find out what the bill looks like. Not excited for this part. Well, there it is, $403 later, and we have a new muffler on the car. So far it sounds good. He said that after they welded it, they went ahead and spray painted kind of the rest of the exhaust so that it all looks the same. But now I just got to drive this baby home. I'm gonna put it in the garage, and then there are 2 final things left. The 2 final things are to go and pick up the rear seat that I do not have. It's located 3 hours away, so it's gonna be about a total 6-hour drive. Gotta go pick that up. That I already purchased, and then I'm gonna take this car to the same detail guy that detailed my Ford Focus, because as you guys can see, this car needs a lot of work, and by a lot of work I really do mean a lot of work. As I was planning to head out to pick up the rear seat, I was fortunate enough to have my father-in-law reach out to me and offer me to go pick up the seat for me. That saved me a lot of time, and although it did save me a lot of time, I did end up placing this Jeep on the back burner while I worked on a few of my other projects. And then after a few months passed by, finally, it has been about 4 months since the last time that I've updated you guys about anything that has to do with this Jeep. It's just been standing in my garage. I've been working on a few other projects, and I've been waiting for the perfect day. And by perfect day, I mean when it's sunny outside. Here in Portland during the winter, it's constantly raining, just really bad weather, but finally we got some sunshine. And why that's important is because I will go ahead and actually replace the soft top right now that I went ahead and purchased about a few months ago, and it came in a few months ago and it's just been sitting there. But today is the perfect day to get it replaced. I'm gonna go ahead and lay it out right here on the sun just so it absorbs the warmth and I'm able to stretch it out when I am putting it onto my Jeep. Now that I have everything laid out here on the sun to go ahead and stretch out, adjust this a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the Jeep to take off the old soft top, because this soft top has been through quite a lot. I mean, I could have just replaced these windows, but I felt like if I were to go ahead and just replace these windows, it's gonna stand out quite a bit from the actual top, because the actual top, I don't believe it's actually torn anywhere. Also, this back window here is torn as well, and the zipper will not zip. Actually, now that I look at it, there are a few tears on the actual soft top. So going ahead and replacing the whole soft top will be the smart thing to do here. I ended up purchasing the soft top from roughcountry.com. Just like that, the car is absolutely finished. The top has been put on. It's funny because I said it took me 20 minutes to do the actual top, but then it took me another 15 minutes or so to do just the back window because it was a little tough to understand what was going on here. I finally figured it out, and also put on this window, so it's looking very nice. I am really happy with how it turned out, especially when it comes to DIY projects and it turns out well. It's always a good feeling. So all we got to do is now clean up this filth and it will be ready to sell. Finally, after dragging out this project for the longest time, it was finally time to take it to the detailer to get it cleaned up, to get it prepared for the next owner. Just pulled up to the pump. I am running really low on gas. So when I took this car to the guy to detail, I didn't realize that the gas was so low, and he needs to run the car about a few hours after he cleans it to get all the humidity out of the car. And so I barely made it to the gas station. It is completely empty. It's literally as empty as it can get. As you can see here, when I twist this key, this arrow does not even go up. So it's as low as it can be. And I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up right now. And I'm honestly curious to see what it's gonna cost me to fill up a full tank. So let's go fill it up. I also went ahead and put on new windshield wipers just because this one was completely missing. And the final verdict is in. A completely empty tank comes up to, I don't know if you can see that, $74.44. I think it's a 20-gallon tank because it filled up 19.092. Actually, on second thought, I just looked and it's a 21.5 gallon tank, so I guess I had 2 more gallons left in there, but there you go. That is much better. Although the Jeep was fully detailed, I still needed to restore the trim on the car because it was severely faded. I ended up trying out the trim cubes by Lithium that Buddy DIY uses on his channel, and let me tell you, I was fairly impressed. With the trim finally restored, I went ahead and threw it up on Facebook Marketplace in OfferUp. While selling it, I decided to put a few miles on it. Well, that is when something unfortunate happened. As I was heading out one evening onto the freeway, it was a little bit rainy and wet outside. And well, that is when I spun out of control and I ended up hitting a wooden sign, which caused a pretty big dent in the front right fender. To be honest, it could have been way worse because the sound of me hitting that wooden sign was so loud that I thought I broke the wheel and possibly even the axle on the car. Hey, you got something to say? You got something to say? Now, with the damage in play, I knew that the value on the car was going to decrease significantly, but I still ended up throwing it on Facebook Marketplace for $11,950. Through the whole process, I had two serious clients reach out to me. The first one that stopped by, he analyzed all of the cosmetic damages and ended up throwing me an offer of $9,500, which I did respectfully decline because I had just posted it for sale. After 4 to 5 weeks of having no serious clients, I had a father and a son make an hour-and-a-half drive to stop by and check it out. At that point, I had it listed for $10,450, but since it had been listed for sale for over a month, I decided that my bottom price was going to be $9,500 after all. After giving the car a thorough inspection, they came to me with an offer of $9,000. I was straightforward and honest with them, and I did tell them that my absolute bottom price would be $9,500, to which they agreed. We shook hands, signed the paperwork, and the deal was finally complete. But unfortunately, my excitement was very, very short-lived. All right, so let's break down the numbers. My winning bid for the car was $5,200. After all the fees and expenses, the Jeep ended up costing me $8,313.73. That left me with a profit of $1,186.27. Due to the unforeseen repairs like the radiator repair and obviously the damages that I caused the car, the actual profit was significantly lower than what I initially projected. I spent a total of 6.5 hours repairing it and showing it to clients. So that brought my hourly rate to $139.26. Sorry, 56 cents.
Let me tell you something. All right.
You know that there is no way that I can leave you without a before and after montage. Let's go. Well, I don't know what to say. As I'm sitting here and editing this video, I realized that I have absolutely zero shots of the interior after it was detailed. I do have some pictures, but I do not have any videos. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use what I have. I'm gonna put some pictures here up on the screen, and I'm just gonna show you what it looked like after it was detailed on the outside of the car, because quite frankly, that's all I have. I got a ton more car flips coming up here soon, so subscribe, stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.
До свидания.